Welcome to feedback mechanisms, also known as how your body does not completely fall apart every day. Homeostasis is the reason your temperature, blood sugar, and water balances stay within safe limits. This topic appears all over AP Biology and IP Biology exams. Unfortunately, it is also where students lose easy points. By the end of this video, negative and positive feedback will feel obvious instead of terrifying. We'll walk through examples that exams love. Stick around to the end for common exam traps and test prep tips you will absolutely want. Homeostasis means internal stability, not complete stillness. Your body is constantly adjusting to keep conditions within a safe range. These safe ranges are known as set points. Enzymes are very picky and they will only work well within certain conditions. If the temperature or pH drifts too far, enzymes stop working. This is why homeostasis is essential for life. Exams often test the difference between a set point and a normal range. Feedback mechanisms are control systems that keep internal conditions in check. They monitor changes inside the body, not outside it. When a change is detected, a response is triggered. That response either reverses the change or increases it. Most systems rely on negative feedback because it promotes stability. Positive feedback is rarer, but very dramatic. Exams expect you to know both clearly. Every feedback loop follows the same basic structure. First, a stimulus causes a change in a variable. A receptor detects that change. The control center processes the information and decides what to do. An effector then carries out the response. This structure appears constantly in diagrams and free response questions. If you can label these parts, you are already ahead. Negative feedback does not mean something bad happens. It simply means the response counteracts the initial change. This brings the system back toward the set point. Negative feedback is everywhere in biology. It is responsible for temperature regulation and blood sugar control. Exams love negative feedback because it is predictable and logical. If stability is restored, it is almost always negative feedback. Thermoregulation is the classic negative feedback example. When body temperature rises, thermoreceptors detect the change. The brain processes this information. Sweat glands increase sweating and blood vessels dilate. These responses increase heat loss. Body temperature then returns towards the set point. Exams love asking students to identify each part of this loop. Blood glucose regulation is another favorite exam topic. After a meal, blood glucose levels rise. The pancreas detects this increase. Insulin is released into the bloodstream. Cells take up glucose, lowering blood sugar levels. This restores homeostasis. If insulin is mentioned, negative feedback is almost guaranteed. Positive feedback does not stabilize the system. Instead, it makes the change stronger. This continues until a specific endpoint is reached. Positive feedback is rare but important. It is used when rapid, decisive action is needed. Exams love positive feedback because students confuse it with negative feedback. If the change increases, it is positive feedback. Childbirth is the most famous positive feedback example. Stretching of the cervix triggers oxytocin release. Oxytocin increases the strength of contractions. Stronger contractions cause more stretching. This cycle continues until birth occurs. Once the baby is born, the loop stops. Exams love this example because it is clear and dramatic. When feedback systems fail, serious problems arise. Diabetes results from disrupted glucose regulation. Heat stroke occurs when thermoregulation fails. These failures prevent homeostasis. Exams often connect feedback mechanisms to disease. This is where biology becomes very real. Understanding feedback helps explain many medical conditions. These are extremely common exam tasks. You may be asked to identify the type of feedback. Labeling receptors, control centers, and effectors is very common. Explaining restoration of homeostasis earns points. Diagrams appear frequently. Prediction questions test true understanding. Precise vocabulary is essential for full credit. Here are your final exam tips. If the system restores balance, it is negative feedback. If the response increases the change, it is positive feedback. Always start by identifying the stimulus. Follow the pathway carefully and logically. Diagrams are easier than they look when you slow down. You now officially understand feedback mechanisms. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and check out Dr. B's tutorials on Amazon for full AP and IB study guides. See the first link in the comment below. For more tutorials and test prep videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dr. B's Tutorials.